Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Guthix Rest. This is Season 2, the return of Guthix Rest. I am AGuyNamedSparre, and I am joined as always by my co-host.
Birdfacts. Still here. You haven't gotten rid of me.
No, unfortunately not.
Yeah.
Kind of stuck with him.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah. And, you guys are stuck with us again.
Unless you're not.
Unless you're not.
I'm immediately away from my mic because I immediately got up. Very professional.
Yeah, it's been a bit since we released an episode, but we are returning. Hopefully for realsies, for good this time.
He's still on the copium, guys.
I'm still on the copium, yeah. No, a little behind the scenes, I'm going to be paying an editor. We'll see how that works out, but hopefully, not having to do the editing myself is going to make it quite a bit easier to actually get episodes out and let you guys all, listen to them.
Wow.
Yeah. That was like the big issue, was just like all the time it took me to edit it. It ate into most of my free time, so that's why there was a pretty long break, but as well as being busy with like moving and working extra hours at work and all that. So, but that's all done. I'm moved into my new apartment, and yeah, we don't care about that. What we care about is RuneScape here.
Wow.
How's your weeks been, Bird?
It's been a long time.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot's happened since the last time.
I don't know if crazy amounts happened. The one big thing that I've been doing for quite some time now was I was going for the Grandmaster speedrun time at Corrupted Gauntlet, and I did finally complete that. I finished it with one game tick to spare, so that was cool.
That is pretty cool.
I was just pretty happy with that.
You've been going for that for a long time too.
Yeah, it's been a while. I had a run that was I forget what the time was, but it was pretty close to 6:30, which is the time. It was 6:33 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't even trying to do the speed run at that point, and I was like, shit, I could probably do it if I actually started trying. So for a couple months on and off, I just started trying to do it, and now I have a Corrupted Gauntlet personal best of 629.4.
Hell yeah.
So,
and what's really impressive about that is you still don't have rigor, so that
which is really annoying, because basically
we've been going
means for it. Yeah, it's annoying that I don't have rigor because I've been doing a lot of chambers, a lot of CMs on the side with Planker and crew, and then occasionally you and I will throw in some regulars in there as well.
Not that much lately, just like I said, I've been very busy with work. Yeah. So I honestly just haven't even been playing that much RuneScape.
Meanwhile, I'm currently unemployed, so I've been playing quite a bit of RuneScape.
Yeah, it's kind of a 180 from the last time we were releasing episodes, where I was playing the game a shit ton and you weren't really playing a lot. That's just kind of how RuneScape goes. It ebbs and flows with how much you play. But I've been getting the itch lately, so I've been doing a lot of Slayer.
That's what I've been doing lately.
Yeah.
I finally stopped being a bitch. I went and did my Creed tasks, so now I have the ability to have tasks.
Yeah, I saw on Discord, I creeped on your status, and it showed that you're doing Kree. I was like, no shot, he's doing Kree right now. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, because I haven't been able to open clue scrolls in a long fucking time, because I've had a master clue sitting around that requires an armor helm. Which is funny because the last time I opened a bunch of caskets, I dropped a master clue that required a ZGS. And I was I'll never get that. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, I have a ZGS now, but I have the master clue for an armor helm, which I don't have, which felt more reasonable than getting a Zamorak hilt at the time. But as it turns out, I was very wrong.
You fool. You should have realized you were going to get spooned to ZGS, and
yes,
just,
I should have just known.
Yeah, you should have just known.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Um, in other getting spooned news, I have not stopped doing Gauntlet because realistically, I just kind of want the Blade of Saildor. I think it'd be fun to have. It really doesn't matter to get it. I just want it.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, I didn't get that. Instead, I now have another Younglif added to the pile.
No way, dude.
I now, across my main account and this account, have a total of 5, and I have 1 singular enhanced crystal weapon seed.
I mean,
it's really something else.
Hey, at least you get 4 free reclaims. Am I right? Haha.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Jagex really just needs to make it so reclaims are always free. The system is just bad.
No, but it's a money sink, bro.
It's not even a money sink.
They need the gold sinks, bro. Think of how much gold has been synced by that.
Yeah, like a noob will lose a mill once and then never bring their pet out again. And then the players that know better just don't bring their pets to dangerous content. You know? And then like occasionally you'll bring like your pet to like a TOB or a TOA because you just want to flex the pet and you just hope you don't die. Like I don't think it's a sink at all.
I'm mostly joking when I say that. It's dumb.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure quite a bit of gold has been synced by that, but only because there's so many fucking players in this game.
Yeah.
The GE tax, I'm sure, is a significantly more effective sync.
Yeah, if they want to sync more gold, they could just add more items to the GE. Well, I guess it would be syncing items, but you know how the GE fake
it
buys items
things. Yeah.
Just do that for more items, and that'll be that'll have better effects on the economy than making me pay a mill if I lose my pet. It's just annoying too, because like you never see anyone running around with pets unless they're like skilling, but usually not, because it's kind of annoying to swap your pets out in and out.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating. I have always really not liked that. It's a little cringe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as far as collection log stuff goes, there's really nothing here, actually. I have not gotten anything. I don't know if the episode where I talked about having gotten the Kodai will ever exist.
Probably not.
But I did get a Kodai.
That's probably just going to be the eternal backlog. If our editor... I mean, I'm paying the editor based on the amount of audio I send them, so we'll see if I end up sending them some backlog stuff. But, they have their own job and stuff they're working on too, so I don't know if they'll have the time to go through our like 10, 15 episode backlog of stuff we have recorded. So maybe at some point if I'm feeling in the editing mood, I'll throw together like a compilation or something of all those and throw it up somewhere. We'll see.
Yeah. But yeah, I got a Kodai.
Yeah, the Kodai's sick, but that kind of sucks that it's the Kodai versus anything else.
Yeah, it is now, as of the update that made the Elder Maul not dog shit, the worst mega rare from Chambers.
That's depressing. And
then since then I've gone and I got a Master Wand, so now I actually have a Kodai wand. And I use it really nowhere yet.
Yeah, it'll be if you do more Burst Slayer, like it's...
What do you think, I'm poor? I'll be barraging.
Okay, sorry, Barrage Slayer. If you do more Barrage Slayer, it's good for that, Yeah. But like...
It'll be nice in the Inferno, I guess. Unless I decide I want to bring the Blood Scepter, but...
I think Blood Scepter is kind of a meme as a non-Inferno doer.
I don't know. The overheal and the extra heal is like good.
Does it give you extra heal? I thought it was just overheal.
No, even just the regular Ancient Scepter makes you get more healing.
I always forget.
The Blood Scepter increases that efficacy.
I always forget that the Scepter gives you just a passive increase to all Ancients.
Yeah. Yep. And then the Blood version of it also further increases the just regular healing of blood spells, and then also gives you the effect of increased, or you can get the overheal. So I don't think it's a complete meme personally. I'll probably still just bring the Kodai because
the accuracy increase is pretty
the
nice.
accuracy increase is really good, and also just like I don't have a Blood Scepter right now, and I don't have a ton of plans to go to Vardorvis yet.
Plus, it has 15% versus 5% mage strength.
Yeah.
So, like,
the chance of insta-deleting all the nibblers is higher.
Yeah, I think the Kodai is the better shout. My backseat Inferno advice for you. I mean, I hope to soon not be a backseat Inferno doer. We'll see. I do actually want to start properly sending attempts, but the being busy means I don't have a ton of time to play. So spending all that time doing the Inferno, we'll see. I don't want to make any promises that I'll do it soon, but
yeah, I've
been thinking about it.
I want to know your opinion on this.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of an interesting discussion. I was talking with Planker, as I do when, we do like 6 gajillion CMs. We do tend to speak during those. We aren't in complete silence. I was talking with him and I was like, yeah, when I get, when someday within the next 10 millennia, when I get rigor, I get the dex, and I can actually use that prayer, I'm probably just going to immediately go to the Inferno. And Planker was like, I think you should do Colosseum first.
So I've heard arguments for either or. I kind of think the Colosseum first might be better, just because I feel like you learn faster in the Colosseum. At least when I was doing a bit of Colosseum, like I didn't get like super far in my attempts when it first came out, but like I felt like I was learning more quicker just because of how quickly it progresses compared to the Inferno. The like
That's fair.
3 Infernal attempts I did, it was just kind of like really boring for the first like 30 minutes.
Yeah. When I was doing Inferno on Beta Worlds, quite a few times I've done that now. God, yeah, the early waves are just really boring. And there's so many waves.
Yeah, it's like the fight caves, but it gets interesting at some point. The fight caves is pretty boring throughout the whole thing, but at least it's much quicker,
Fight caves ain't really exciting content anymore for me.
No.
I don't mind doing it on a Slayer task because it's kind of fun to see how fast I can go, but beyond that.
Yeah, it's the only time I do it is when I have a Slayer task.
Yeah.
But like, you don't really pay attention at all until the mages spawn, and then you're still not really like, if you know what you're doing, you can just keep Prey Mage up and you're good. The early waves in the Inferno felt the same. It was just like, all right, just don't be a dummy. Flip.
I don't know, blobs. Yeah, blobs
make
you think a little bit more, but as soon as you get used to that,
yeah, that's true.
It's kind of the same. But as soon as I personally feel as soon as there's a blob and literally anything other than a blob, you do have to actually start thinking a little bit. So
yeah, true. Anyways, anything else happen to you in the weeks since we've been dead? The months since we've been dead?
To be honest, I don't think so. Did a little bit of Callisto a couple days ago. Planker got a Void Waker piece.
Oh, that's nice.
So I got a split from that. I got another Dragon 2-hander. So we're up to 3 Dragon 2-handers from Callisto, at which are the same drop rate as the Dragon Pickaxe. Pretty awesome. Love that.
Unfortunate. Well, for me, I've had some eventful time. I had been going for green log at Soul Wars for a long time, just kind of doing games. It's crazy how much Soul Wars can vary from like being pretty fun to like, I want to commit high alc on myself. Really just depending on like how many people are just being obnoxious, because the games, the way you earn points is kind of annoying. You have to like bury bones and put the soul fragments in the middle obelisk and also deal damage to their, what are they called? Guardians? No.
Avatars,
yeah. And like, I don't really care like if people are trying to win. that's what you should be doing. But when it's like, as soon as they get 1 point, or even if it's tied up, sometimes teams will just like go and like hard protect their avatar, and you just sit there trying to like run through like 15 people that are all, ice barraging you, and it's like, okay, I just need to do 100 damage so I can cap out my points. That's all I care about. I just need to do 100 damage. Then I can go do other stuff. And it's just like, okay, I guess I'm gonna get like 35 points because, I wasn't allowed to hit their avatar at all this match. And that just was kind of frustrating, but I'm finally done with Soul Wars, so I have the Soul Cape, the Pet, and the Ectoplasmator. I don't think I'll use the Ectoplasmator or the Soul Cape, like, basically anywhere. And the Pet's kind of ugly, but...
the life guy looks alright. I don't like the death guy. He's cringe.
I think they're both kind of gross looking. I'm not gonna lie.
I like little tree guy.
I think they could make Soul Wars a lot more fun of a minigame if, like, you could do other stuff to, like, cap out your points. You didn't have to, like, spread out what you were doing. Because, like, sometimes you do want to just go beat up other players, or you want to be the guy that's, like, fighting in the middle to protect the obelisk. But, like, the game doesn't want you to do that. It wants you to go do everything. And, I don't want to do everything all the time. But yeah, other than that, I've gotten some purples in Chambers of Zarek. Nothing too crazy. I think I had talked about the double Elder Maul on our previous episode that exists.
Yeah, it was somewhere. Because that was also quite some time ago now, I think.
Yeah, two Elder Mauls. Metamorphic dust, all that good stuff. But the real loot is I got a mega rare in TOA. I got the Shadow in a 5-man raid with an Iron Man, so split 4 ways. And now I'm on a Shadow rebuild, and I look like a freaking goober.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting when my fucking full Blood Moon is better than whatever the fucking shit you're wearing.
What, you don't like my Blood Fury, regular Nezzy fighter torso, mixed D-high legs, and Barrows gloves? With no melee ring, by the way. I'm using like a Ring of Suffering in my melee ring slot.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Or a Light Bearer. It's pretty scuffed, the gear that I have currently. But I was able to keep full Virtus, Eternal Boots, the Occult and Tormented, and now I have the Shadow with I bought a Sears ring because sometimes I get some max hits depending on what I'm doing.
Because with Shadow it's 1.5%, right?
Yeah. And in TOA, it's even more than that. So
it's like 2%.
Although in TOA, I'm probably just wearing the Light Bearer.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, I was also able to keep my full crystal with Bofa. So I'm like, not too bad. I have the Fang. So things are not that scuffed. It's just,
hey, well, if things had gone really bad, I could have loaned you some of my crystal armor seeds. I only have 8 of them.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm still going for the green log at Thermi. I did another task last night while doing Slayer, just kind of AFKing it. Because although, Shadow kind of beats the shit out of Thermi, it's just really nice being able to just kind of AFK Blood Barrage it, or Blood Burst. Or not Burst, the single target one. Blitz?
Probably Blitz. I don't remember the names of those ones.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, it's Russian Blitz. That's
yeah, okay. I'm not on the spell book, so...
I'm not either. It just suddenly appeared in my mind's eye.
But yeah, I'm at 4,795 KC, no jar. It's
Sucks.
very
Elvis
epic
ratio.
and cool. Yeah. What else have I been going for? That's mostly it. I've been doing some like God Wars a little bit here and there, which is out of character for me, but Shadow kind of makes it a lot easier to do that. So whenever I get like a task that lets me do Kriara or really it's just been Kriara that I've done a little bit of. I mean, I did
that's
some Grador with it, but I don't really like doing the like trying to figure out how to do the altar door 5-0 method or any of those things.
Yeah, Altar Door doesn't work with Shadow because I believe there's really only like there might be a 5-tick Altar Door, but the Altar Door I use is a 4-tick weapon
4-tick,
thing.
okay.
So I know
Got
there
it.
is like the fucking weird shit where you run like all over the goddamn room, and I know that works with Shadow because it was made for Tebow. So
Yeah. Yeah, that works. I'm still not very good at it. I get
yeah.
I get punched like every other attempt, but it was kind of working when I was trying it. I just need to figure out my timing a bit more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need to go back to fucking Garage Door and see if I can get a hilt or Tacits. Either of those would be nice, but
Yeah,
I
those would be
haven't.
pretty big upgrades.
Tacits
Um,
is not really an upgrade, actually, because Blood Moon Tacits are the same thing, just with less defenses.
yeah, I mean, you know, you shouldn't underestimate the tankiness of gear, though. Like, it really
No, yeah.
does help.
But let's be honest, the hilt would be probably more useful.
True. Yeah. When we were doing TOA, because I was wearing mixed hide, I was just like, oh my god, I'm getting the shit beat out of me. I feel like I'm wearing paper, and then you're like, yeah, that's because you are. And I'm like, you know, you're right. I'm basically wearing paper. But yeah, I think that's about it for like things I've been doing. I'm gonna be honest. It's been a pretty slow amount of RuneScape, or a pretty low amount of RuneScape for me in the last like month or two. Yeah, even looking at my collection log, I've gotten 5 collection log slots in the last 2 months. So
Yeah, I haven't really done shit on the collection log. I haven't really. It's basically just been like, I've been doing a lot of chambers. I've been doing a lot of Corrupted Gauntlet.
mhm.
And then occasionally I'll do like a different thing. I did like a couple Tobs. That was cool.
Oh, with Planker or
Yeah.
hell yeah.
I did another Tob where I never died, and I like actually dealt damage to the boss and did shit. So that was cool. Remembered how to fight the boss. Because for the first couple, I'd just fucking get my ass beat on P2 Verzik because I couldn't remember how to do it. But then I remembered, and then she died. That was pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Never purple. Very cringe.
You want to do a little bit of a non-RuneScape talk for a second?
Yeah, what do you want?
So I got a beta invite to a Valve game that you're not allowed to talk about. Valve, there's a controversy because a gaming journalist published an article about the game and then got their account banned because when you log in, it's like, hey, don't talk about the game. So I'm not going to go into super. I mean, I don't think Valve's going to come after me if I talk about it. But
I love Ratchet and Clank.
yeah, I think we can talk about the name Deadlock.
Yeah. I don't know. I also got invited to the playtest.
It doesn't seem like a game you would play.
Yeah, I think I downloaded it. I have not played it yet.
It's like
I've heard it's very like it's kind of hero shooter, but more along the lines of being like a MOBA.
Yeah, it's MOBA hero shooter. It's like Smite with guns is the comparison I've heard, and that resonates with me because I played Smite for many years. But there was another game that came out a long time ago that
Was that Gearbox
came
game?
out at the same time as Overwatch. Do you remember what that was?
Yeah, it was that Gearbox game. I said
Battleborn.
Yeah, Battleborn. I was
Yeah, it's
actually
like-
really interested in Battleborn before Overwatch got announced.
Yeah.
And Overwatch got announced, and everybody wanted to play Overwatch, and I was like, fine, I'll play that because literally fucking everybody else is playing it.
Yeah, I mean, we played a lot of Overwatch back in the day.
Yeah.
And then they somehow just had no idea how to balance the game, and it was terrible.
Yeah, I feel it was not handled very gracefully.
Yeah. I remember one of the devs explicitly said that like they balance for casual, and I'm like, that's dumb. You shouldn't do that. Because if your game's not balanced around the competitive scene, then it's going to be a balancing nightmare. And when players get good, then it's gonna be super unfun.
Yeah, and the whole balancing for casuals things was especially confusing considering they simultaneously wanted to do the whole Overwatch League thing where they reinvented esports.
Reinvented esports?
Yeah, because remember the Overwatch League was supposed to be like that thing where they like it had like it was like a real sport and it had like all the like things that real sports have where it's like you have divisions and all this weird bullshit. I don't remember exactly how it worked, but
Oh, I mean that's not super uncommon in esports.
well, it was because it was like it had to do with like location more, and I don't remember. It was. I remember it was very different from the way esports usually works. In some way, they were like trying to make it very different, trying to make it more like viable. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and simultaneously, the developers are like, yeah, we kind of balance more for casual. It's like, what?
Why?
What is this disconnect? I don't understand.
Yeah, it is questionable. I don't understand. But yeah, me and Malachi, we did a single match of the game, and I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. I did not have a fucking good time. We got absolutely shit blasted. I had zero idea how to build my character. With like most MOBAs, they'll be like, yeah, this character is a brawler, and as far as I can tell, there's nowhere where it says what the character is like meant to do. I don't know if that's because they're trying to be like, hey, you can build this character however you want, but then it gives me no clue what I'm doing. And the way items work is weird. I don't want to go into like super in-depth detail, just because I don't think it matters that much. But like, item building is different than most MOBAs I've ever played, and it feels. I'm sure like once you figure out the system, it's
A
good.
lot of the tutorial type aspects probably also aren't in the game yet, since it's like
They
a
have
test.
tutorial stuff, but like I don't know, maybe I needed to spend more time with it. Because like
I will
there's
also say that TF2's tutorial type shit is notoriously fucking awful.
oh yeah, no that
So
yeah, that's bad.
that does not lend them much credit. I don't know how it is in like Dota. I've never played Dota, so
I haven't either. Dota is like the one MOBA I haven't really tried.
and then
Um
obviously the other Valve games I've played are like fucking Portal and Half Life, which don't really lend themselves to having that type of a tutorial.
yeah.
Completely different.
Anyways, other than that, we've just been doing like a lot of Magic the Gathering. We got into that
Yeah,
recently.
get a lot
Um,
of magic here and there.
which that's been a lot of fun. I used to play
Yeah,
that in high school, so I'm glad like all of you guys have gotten into it recently because it's been fun to get back into it, and I really enjoy like the brewing aspect of Magic, being able to like make decks and stuff. Um,
yeah.
the monetary aspect kind of sucks because things are way more expensive than when I played. Although
There are some
I
things that are more expensive. There are some things
yeah,
that are not.
I will say singles are actually cheaper than when I played, but like other product is
Yeah,
pretty
first party
expensive.
product has really only gone up.
Yeah. Um,
I will
but
fully admit to the fact that I purchased the Monty Python Secret Lair.
yeah, that was a pricey spend. But
Yeah,
to be fair, you made all your money back if you were to sell the
yeah,
singles.
it was $160 because I bought a bundle that had both the Monty Python things. There was like a Bloombro showcase, and then there was also like another set for an artist, Andrew McLean, I think it was.
Hmm.
And I got in there super early because realistically there was a single fucking card I wanted out of all of that. It was the double-sided Birds of Paradise printed as European and African Swallow. I thought that was fucking incredible. And all the cards are also all really funny. They're just funny cards. I like having them. I don't regret it. They're cool collector pieces.
Yeah.
And I'll probably use them once I have decks that can actually make use of them. Because right now, like, so many of the cards from that set are black. Like, I think over
Yeah.
half of them are black cards.
It seems like they sometimes do that with the secret layers. They kind of just like pick a theme and run with it. Or like there's like kind of a sub theme going on. Um, there was a new secret layer that I saw
The Asterion one.
Yeah, the Asterion one, and it's all like
that one makes more sense.
Black,
that
white.
It's like all black and white.
It's like,
but yeah, counting the cards here. Castle of Arg, which is Dark Depths, isn't technically a black card, but it makes a black merit log. So I'm counting it. Fuck you. There's the Dismember, the Buried Alive, the Killer Rabbit, which I don't even remember what card it actually is.
It should say on the card, right?
I know, I'm just too far away from it to read it. Okay, that was it. So it wasn't like a crazy amount of them. But it's largely black cards and artifacts.
I think it kind of makes sense with Monty Python.
Yeah.
At least the artifact aspect. Yeah. Them being black is just kind of...
The Bridge of Death is still, I think, probably one of my favorites as well. That's so funny.
It's a great card.
Door to Nothingness as Bridge of Death it's goated. That's very funny.
Yeah. I think we should probably move to break now. Pretty early break here, but we have some stuff that might run pretty long in the second segment.
Yeah, there's a lot of things to talk about since we haven't talked about things for quite a few weeks. So
yeah. So stay tuned through the break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about a lot of RuneScape stuff. So if that's what you're here for, you're in for a treat. And this week's episode is sponsored by Cave Slimes. They got a little jiggly butt.
How'd they get the money to sponsor us? That's crazy.
They dropped 4 coins, and honestly, like, like that's enough.
That's a huge sponsorship right there.
4 gold coins. Like, think about how much I could buy.
Yeah, it's, if you're a medieval peasant, I'm sure that's crazy. In the same vein, why not? This episode is also sponsored by Ice Trolls. When I was killing them earlier, they dropped like 200 coins.
That's a lot more than 4.
That's crazy. They dropped like some rune kite shields that I alked for like a lot more than 4 coins. So, I guess they can sponsor the show too.
Let's go, dude. Speaking of leaving things in the episode, welcome back. Welcome back, everyone.
Wow.
With the unceremonious return from the break. Hello.
Yeah, wow.
Are we talking about this week?
They brought back something this week. That was interesting.
I was thinking we could start talking about a quest that shares our namesake.
Yeah, that happened, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's like the big bit of news that's kind of happened since we're gone. There was a change today I kind of want to talk about in maybe a not so positive manner. And then there was some other stuff too that happened, like Deadman. I kind of want to talk a little bit about.
Occurred while Guthix Sleeps released.
Minigame changes, but I want to talk about Guthix Sleeps first. While Guthix Sleeps, so I did the quest blind on release, and I enjoyed the quest, but coming off of Desert Treasure 2, I felt, as I described it, whelmed.
Yeah, bro, that shit is not a Grandmaster quest anymore.
Yeah, it felt... So I know they've made changes to the bosses now so that they're like not so easy, but the bosses felt pretty easy. I had a little bit of trouble the first time. We're going into heavy spoilers, by the way. So if you haven't done the
quest yet, skill issue, cope, see them all, we're talking about the quest.
Yeah, so there's the elemental guardian guy that like changes his styles. I wasn't quite prepared for him. I didn't really know his mechanics because, like I said, I was doing it blind.
I think if you are not as good at the game, haven't played the game as long and haven't done as much PVM as we have, that boss could be really fucking hard.
Oh, I'm sure it could be. But for a Grandmaster quest, right?
Yes.
Where you had... I'm going to go back to it. Desert Treasure 2, where the boss... the bosses in that quest were hard. They were mechanically unique, and honestly, I felt challenged even in the quest versions for some of them because like there was a lot of things that we just hadn't seen before in a boss, and so I don't know, just going from that to this.
Also, the other kind of complaint I had with While Guthix Sleeps is it took them a very long time to release this quest. And it's kind of the same quest that released in whatever year it actually released. There's not a ton of differences, if I'm being frank.
Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing as well.
I'm sure that, it wasn't a one. It's it's not easy, just one for one backport, whatever the fuck. You still have to make the air quote new old school assets. You gotta get everything working. It's not easier because the quest itself already existed. It is only easier because now you don't have to design a quest. But it was still just a little disappointing for it to basically follow the story beats almost one for one, as far as I can tell by reading the differences section.
I never did the quest in RS3.
Yeah, I didn't either, but they have like a differences section on the wiki, and I read through all of them, and I was like, wow, these are all really minor differences.
Is it all like pretty superficial?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care if it's the same quest, but like everyone said like this quest is so epic. It was so good in RS3 and it was so impactful and the best quest they ever released. And then like the story was just it felt like we finished the quest on like a half beat. Like it wasn't the end of the quest,
Yeah.
Like I was just like, that's it? That's where we're leaving off?
Yeah. It probably sets up for something cool, but it itself is not like crazy cool and good. I'm gonna be real. It wasn't bad. Don't get me wrong. It was a good quest, but it just wasn't. After being like super hyped and like taking quite a while to be released into the game, and them hyping it up this whole time, I was definitely expecting a bit more.
Yeah, I was hoping it would be more than it ended up being.
I will say, I did actually really like the Surok Magus fight. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I thought some of the mechanics were interesting. I will say I was able to complete that fight first try, just face tanking the mechanics. And that's going to be because, I'm maxed. I was in not max melee, but, old max melee, full bandos and a justy face guard and, all that good stuff. Prims. So like
that's crazy that you killed him with melee gear. When
actually,
he
no.
Protects from melee and range.
I guess I maged him. You're right. I was in full Virtus with a Sang then and a ward and all that stuff. Okay, you're right. I was like, wait, you don't melee him. I mean, you melee the Elemental Guardian. Well, you use all three styles.
Use all three styles on him. I think that boss is also kind of cool.
Yeah.
The wiki was very wrong about how it worked, or I misread it, but I think you and I went and looked at it, and it was actually just wrong.
It was wrong for a little bit. It's no longer incorrect.
At how the mechanics worked. So I thought the game was like bugged out for a little bit. And then I like did a couple more attempts on the boss, and then I was like, oh no, it's just this is how this works. So the way the wiki worded it, it made you, it put you under the impression that you'd only need 2 combat styles, when in reality you definitely need all 3.
So I think what that actually ended up being was they made a hot fix that changed that. I think you did only need 2 when it very first released. I could be wrong, but they made a number of changes to those fights, and I think that was one of them.
Yes. So 11th of July 2024, which is the day after it released. So yeah, I believe I did it like a couple days after it released. So yeah.
I think that was an undocumented change. I think if you go to the actual page, they mention that they made that as a hotfix, I believe.
Yeah, I'm looking at the wiki page right now. It says the 11th of July 2024 hotfix. Balance Elemental now requires all 3 combat styles to be defeated.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was probably the wiki probably been updated for that. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I will also say, I don't know if I'm just like fucking stupid or what. Holy shit, I cannot do the puzzles in this quest.
Yeah, you're dumb.
There's the puzzle where you enter the room and there's a chat box message, I guess, that says, "Hey, your weight."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
no, that one's dumb. That one's really dumb in my opinion.
Yeah, I just couldn't figure that one out. So
I think that puzzle would be solvable if it wasn't like it's not a chat box message as in like it opens up like a dialogue like with your character saying something. No, it's literally just a message in your chat like you're getting a fucking orb thrown at you in Chambers of Xeric.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even a colored message. It's just like there.
Yeah.
So I didn't fucking notice it at all. And I got pretty confused. Like I knew there was something supposed to be happening. I figured out how to get to like the upper floor, I think. But I had no fucking idea how you're supposed to get out of the room because I didn't understand what the whole weight thing was. It was like I could tell there was some kind of like I needed to put weights onto that statue.
Yeah.
But I had no idea what the number I was like. There was no other hint beyond that chat box message that was already like long gone by the time I was like actually solving that part of the puzzle because there was a bunch of like nothing interesting happens from me using things on shit. So that message was long fucking gone by the time I was trying to solve that part of the puzzle. So I was like, what? Where the fuck is the solution in this room? I don't see it. It's because the solution wasn't in the fucking room. It was in my chat box.
Yeah, I was in VC with my buddy Serenade, and he watched me run around for like legitimately it was like half an hour because I didn't want hints. And I was like, I'm done. Just please tell me the hint. And he said there was a chat box message that appeared that told you need to match your weight, and I was like, no fucking way.
No, and all the chat box message says is it's just like when you step into the room, the tiles like shift under your weight or some shit.
Yeah, so I was able to do that, but like I had tried like entering my current weight into like the thing, which is not what you're supposed to do. It was dumb.
The thermometer looking motherfucker kind of gives you the hint, but you also need to know your own weight when you entered the room.
Yeah.
Or I guess just I don't remember, but it was dumb. I didn't like it. It was not very good.
I also got stuck on the very first puzzle.
That one did not get me. Fucking nailed that one. Got its ass.
So for those of you that don't remember, it's to get into like you're like in the hideout and you're just trying to like get into the locked door. You have to like use a rune on the door.
Yeah, an elemental rune or a mind rune.
Yeah, here it is. Using the incorrect rune. Yeah, I just didn't know that you needed to use a rune on the door. I'm like, okay, there's a symbol. What does this mean?
I will admit I got a little bit lucky because I was looking through I was trying to solve it, and I was like, oh, I think it's a fire rune. Nice. And then I literally the only basic elemental rune I had in my rune pouch at the time was a fire rune.
Well, so I had bloods on me, and mine was the water rune. So I tried using a blood rune on it at some point. And so I just was like, all right, I guess that's not it.
Gotcha.
And so like that added to my like confusion. Because
plus ratio. Yeah, there's like a chest somewhere in the fucking that part now where it gives you elemental runes and mind runes, I think.
That's convenient.
So that helps.
Yeah, I also got a little bit lost because I hadn't been in the Black Knight's Fortress or whatever for a long time. Yeah. There was one part that was like I ended up looking at the wiki guide at one point. and it was telling me to go somewhere, and I couldn't figure out where it was trying to tell me to go. And I think the guide was just written very poorly the first day of release, and I was just trying to go to the wrong location.
Also, I love that this quest fucking jump scares you with combat literally the fucking instant you start it.
That was very funny. I don't remember who. Someone was telling me that they got killed because of that.
Oh, I definitely did.
Oh, did you?
Because I didn't understand the mechanic at first. But literally the instant I died, I was like, oh, I understand this now.
What's the mechanic? I just kind of...
It's like the guy like teleports behind you, nothing personal kids you, and you have to be praying range against a slow moving range projectile, and then like basically as soon as it hits you, switch to pray melee to not take the DDS spec.
I had claws, so I just kind of clawed them.
Yeah, I didn't.
It was
have
fine.
Claws. And I don't know if it's like completely random or if they just fucking deal more damage to you every time. But I tanked 2 sets of DDS specs because I was confused as to when I had to switch to swap melee or swap to pray melee.
Yeah.
And then the third one, he maxed me essentially with a DDS spec. He did like fucking 90 damage. And I was like, okay, dude. Fucking my guy's in full Torva, fucking Ultor ring, fucking Avernic Defender, praying piety, fucking overloaded. Jesus Christ.
Okay, so I think we need to talk about like the really important thing from this quest. The demons. What do you think about
No,
them?
we need to talk about the real important thing about this quest.
Okay.
The fucking Broav could not be put in your fucking house when this quest released.
Yeah, now
what
it can.
the fuck, Jagex? I had to get rid of my original Broav because I was not fucking wasting a bank slot on that.
I wasted bank slot on it. He was my little guy.
I absolutely didn't. So I had to go get a new one, and I put him in my house.
They're not very hard to re-get, right?
He's the Mark II. He's better anyways.
Damn, that's fucked up. You sure it's not just the original Brav? Just like
that's true. He could have just gone back to his home. Yeah. I could have caught him again, and now he's so back. We'll never know.
We're so back.
He's so back. Anyways, yeah, demons.
Yeah, tormented demons. What do you think about them?
I haven't fought them. I fought them in the quest. I haven't done anything since.
I've fought 5 of them post-quest. I really don't enjoy fighting them, but I already hate demonic gorillas, and these are just kind of like demonic gorillas that swap
I don't
less.
think I'm going to like fighting these guys because I like the amount of interaction I have to do when I fight demonic gorillas. This is just demonic gorillas with a little bit less interaction, but also a little bit more.
They have that like weird fire shield mechanic where like if you use a slower weapon, you do more damage, and it's just like, man, I can't be fucking bothered to do this. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
And it's fixed now, but early on release, they were really annoying with like randomly hopping off of you, and their fire shield was like super obnoxious looking. It would like flare up and just be like really just all up in your face every like 4 ticks. It's less intrusive looking now, which is nice, but like I don't know. They make decent money now. They improved their drop table, but on release their drop table was absolute trash. Like I said, I only did like 5 kills or something, but I earned like it was like 4k GP in 5 kills. And I'm like, man, these things are slow to kill, and I'm earning like no money doing this. Like the uniques are worth a lot, but does it really matter? Yeah, I don't know. Everything about the quest just kind of leaves me feeling whelmed. I'm sure the next quest in the series is going to be very good, just from a story standpoint. But like,
you know what would have made this quest more exciting? If afterwards you received prayer alignments.
I don't know if that really would have helped me. I mean, maybe, but like
it would have made playing the game after the quest more exciting. So it would have made the release of the quest more exciting, but it wouldn't have made the quest itself any better. Like
I don't know. It's just like you find the Stone of Jas, and like
that's just it.
You get like the Giga buff, but then you just like, oh, see ya, and teleports away with it.
You didn't really do anything with the Giga buff. Like you kill 2 fucking tormented demons.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Yeah, I would have liked if you fought like a boss or something with the Giga buff. Like that would have been kind of cool. And also like the fight with who is it you fight and he just murks all your friends? Is it
fucking Lucian?
Lucian, yeah.
You don't even fight him. You just
Yeah, you
fucking
don't
sit on top of the fucking Chaos Temple and watch.
Yeah, I will say like that was extremely just like I feel like they died for no reason, you know?
Yeah. It was pretty lame.
Like it felt lame. It felt like they were just kind of committing suicide rather than like fighting for a cause. These are supposed to be like the greatest warriors in Gielinor, and they just kind of like get hit by a slow projectile that turns them to dust.
Yeah, bro. Like literally walk one tile. I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's literally what our character did. He dove to the side. It's really just that easy.
Yeah.
I think at the beginning of the fucking cutscene, like Duridel's like about to walk up to fucking Lucian, and he just immediately gets killed. Literally doesn't do anything. It's like,
yeah.
Okay. Also, the replacement for Gomal, Jesus.
Oh, I haven't seen
shit.
the new model. They gave him like another new NPC. I should go teleport over there. I'm killing Sarachnis right now because I'm doing. I can't even call it the same kind of boosting anymore. It's not Turiel's boosting. It's Cass. Who the fuck replaced Turiel?
Right.
Yeah, but I'm doing that right now, so I'm killing spiders. And I decided to do Sarachnis because I still need the pet. But yeah, a lot of the NPCs are whatever. You know, there's the guys from the Warriors Guild, and you know, Gommel dying sucks because the NPC had some fucking crusty looking knees in like a gimp outfit. Like I don't know what was going on with there. But then you have Duridel's daughter. Is that who it is? And I'm fine with that.
Holy
Kuramami, is that what people are calling her now?
Jesus, that's awful.
Well, and then you have the chick in Mortania, the demon lady now, instead of
really?
Yeah,
he lived.
Did he? I thought he died.
Yeah, he lived.
Oh, okay. Maybe
he died later, but he didn't die in that cutscene.
I could have sworn he did. Maybe I'm making things up.
No, my guy lived. It was him and like one of the guy with like the straw hat, the hat with the fucking feather in it. Those two guys lived, I think.
Okay. Can I look at who died while Guthix sleeps?
It was like fucking Duradel, Hazelmere, Strength Cape guy is dead.
Yeah, that doesn't really matter though.
Oh, the guy from... One thing I thought was interesting is the guy that you help in the Lunar Quest.
Is that Rissus?
Yeah, he's dead. Which is like, okay, so what was the point of that then?
Yeah.
Like, it definitely feels like old writing from, you know, fucking whatever.
Oh, I lied. Okay, yeah, he didn't die. You're correct. I was looking at some point someone linked me Lilith. I just kind of assumed this is an NPC that replaced him, but it's not. She's just someone that's in the Sisterhood Sanctuary.
Gotcha.
And I was like, oh yeah, she looks like a Slayer Master. She is not.
Yeah, but it definitely feels like 2008 story writing where it's like, oh, in order to get the player invested, we'll just kill a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
And really does not have that effect, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, also the section where you're like putting the druidic pouch items on things is just like very not interesting. It's like, all right,
it would be like kind of interesting, but holy fuck, you have to run so far.
I understand why the area is big because that's where you fight the NPCs later on, but like,
yeah, but for the puzzle, it just makes it take way longer than it needs to.
Okay, let me head to Berthorpe. I want to see what this guy looks like now. Is it still like a gnome?
Yeah, pretty sure. I think it's still like the same guy.
Oh, okay, yeah, they gave him pants. Thank God. And then Harlock is still alive. The guy that runs the guild.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
yeah, that scene was just so underwhelming, to be honest. Like, I think they really should have made it a battle of some kind.
Yeah, because that's what's kind of cool about like Song of the Elves and stuff is like all of the like fights that occur usually aren't cutscenes. They're usually like a fight where you just run around and like kill people and like yeah, sure, that part isn't very interesting. But then there's usually like a boss. I don't know. It feels more engaging to like see everybody like walk around and fighting. Like when you fucking storm the Artie castle and you just fucking kill everybody, and then the king comes out and you're like, yeah, fuck this guy, he's cringe. And then later when the elf, the Ledia, gets attacked, like that's pretty cool. Then you have to fight Arianwen.
Yeah.
I like that a lot more. I feel like they could have also easily turned that scene into like a fight because at the beginning of the cutscene he summons like all those skeletons with rune armor.
Yeah, and you don't get to fight them. They're like cool, unique skeletons that I don't think exist anywhere else.
Nope.
But they just like are part of this cutscene rather than like being something you can interact with.
And like you could have made it so that like fucking during the fight, fucking what's his face, Lucian is like throwing the shadow balls, and you have to like move tiles to fucking not get hit by shadow balls.
Yeah, I think it would have made more sense if like
and like
NPCs...
slowly during the fight, NPCs fail to move away from the shadow balls and just die.
Yeah, that would have made much more sense than just like they decide to charge at him and get hit by these slow-moving projectiles. You know?
Yeah. I don't know. Feels like a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
That could have been a good place to change the quest, I think. Like, you could have still had the same result, but you could have made it more engaging.
And I will say, these last few quests have really made me start thinking about, like, you know, we've talked in the past about not wanting RuneScape to go down the path of RS3 with, like, your character is the chosen one kind of deal. And I think equally important is we need to worry about quests having the, like, Marvel problem of, like, everything is now a world-ending situation.
Yeah.
Right? Like, how many different artifacts are the bad guys going to be taking that we need to, like, worry about because it's a world-ending artifact?
I think the only storyline right now that's moving in that direction is the Majorat storyline.
Yeah.
So, honestly, if it's just the Majorat storyline that does that, and, like, the vampire storyline is just like, yeah, they just really want to still have Darkmire. Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sure, that's fine. Or, like, they want to take Mauritania. It's like,
where's
sure.
the Goblin storyline going, though?
Yeah, as long as it's not fucking every storyline leads to the end of the goddamn world.
I'm worried the Goblin storyline is going to go down that line, though.
Well, that's because that storyline is also from RS3.
True.
And follows it directly right now, pretty much.
Yeah. Anyways, I think we can kind of move on from this topic. I think we've kind of exhausted talking about it.
Something I do want to talk about that spirals off of this.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk a little bit about run energy.
Okay. I'm curious how this spirals off.
That was a thing that was discussed over these past couple of weeks. And the reason this spiral, the only connection here is during the fucking giant quest, the giant area where you fight the tormented demons later, they give you the little fucking
pool in the middle.
The pool in the middle that restores your energy, like they do in every fucking quest nowadays.
Well, really, it's just Desert Treasure 2, right?
Well, it's Desert Treasure 2. They added the pools to Chambers of Zarek because they realized that having to run out of run energy is cringe there. I feel like there's more quests that we've gotten recently that have run energy restoration shit, but maybe I'm just schizo.
I think
But this is becoming a trend, right?
Yeah. And it's a good trend, but I think that doesn't solve the underlying problem of run energy fucking sucks.
Yes. Of run energy exists. I think we both kind of are at this point where we're taking the possibly hot take of if we're gonna go through all this effort to fucking, because if you didn't know, they released a blog. The blog was like, hey guys, here's some changes we want to make to the way
It was a
that Run Energy
bad blog.
works.
I'm gonna just say that right now.
And a lot of people thought it was somewhat interesting. A lot of people really didn't like it. A lot of people went and played the beta and were like, wow, this sucks.
It had a lot of issues bug related in the beta, though. I will say that. Stamina potions not working properly and run energy not being calculated properly. But even those issues aside, I think making it so weight affects run energy more.
But then agility makes weight affect run energy less.
Yeah, I don't think that's that interesting. I don't think that matters. People were like, oh, it should scale harder because then it makes an interesting choice. And I don't think it's an interesting choice.
If you want it to be an interesting choice, you're going to have to go through like every fucking item in the goddamn game and give it a real weight value.
Well, I don't think that matters.
And no, I don't think it matters either.
But I got in an argument with someone on Twitter. If they made it so all armor weighed, all endgame armor weighed 5 times as much, and everything that wasn't the best of the best weighed half as much as it currently does, you would still just bring the best gear in the game, and you just dedicate a slot to either purple sweets or stamina potion, right? Yeah. Because you're never going to give up DPS for weight, regardless of what that calculation is.
Yeah, I agree, but kind of where I'm getting at is, right, like if you want to try and make that a meaningful decision, you have to go through a bunch of effort to make real weight values on like everything in the fucking game, which is so much more work than it's worth at all.
Yeah. I think what they have to do, and it's a hard decision, they're going to have to pull the Band-Aid off this one, is stamina no longer is a thing, and agility purely is just for shortcuts. They make a lot more shortcuts in the game.
I don't even think they have to make a lot more shortcuts in the game. I still think agility is a valuable skill with the existing shortcuts, but I'm not against more. Yeah. It'd be nice to see some more. I think that one update alongside Project Rebalance that added a bunch more, that was great. There was a bunch of banger shortcuts in there. Mm-hmm. I'd love to see some more. That'd be sick.
Yeah, I think they need to add more, though. Just because, like, they kind of need to add something to, like, ease the blow of run energy not being a thing anymore. And by ease the blow, I mean, like, try to make it so that, like, people that trained agility don't feel like they've wasted their time.
My question is, like, I don't care about that personally. I don't think that I wasted my time training agility because I just want all of the numbers to be 99 anyways. Mm-hmm. My question is, where does this leave stamina potions if we remove run energy?
That's the hard part, yeah.
That's the tough one because that is a monetary investment.
Do you just make them better agility potions?
Maybe.
Or do you, like, convert them into their GE value?
That is not unprecedented. That has happened before. Thank you, Forestry. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe you give players an option, like they can go to the herblore guy, Bob Barter.
Right. The other problem is, if staminas are now useless, where does this leave graceful? Because their proposal on how to change graceful was they were going to make it so graceful's like, it's kind of like the agility set where, you have the whatever set bonus from wearing the outfit and it helps you train the skill or get more out of the skill. So they're like, okay, well now this gives you more marks of grace. Well, the only thing you spend marks of grace on other than that outfit itself is amylase crystals, which make stams.
Yeah.
So that proposal is immediately useless. Do we add something new? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I was initially thinking just like make them better agility potions, but that's like so worthless.
It's so not very helpful.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think they, like, regardless of the existence of stamina and energy potions, they should still do something.
Yeah. I think that regardless of stamina potions existing, even if they literally just like deleted stamina potions from the game, and all of that was kind of for naught, I kind of would still prefer run energy to just not exist.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm willing to sacrifice that effort I put in for run energy to not exist for the benefit of everybody, including especially new players. Because holy
the
fucking
new player
shit,
experience is really bad.
the new player experience is like kind of fucked by the existence of run energy. Because you'll be running around, you'll be moving at a decent pace when you're a new player, and then suddenly you move half as fast for no good reason.
Mm-hmm.
And it just feels like a goddamn slog.
Yeah.
It suddenly just instantly decreases the fun factor of the game. And sure, you can go to the GE and you can buy some stamina potions.
New players
once you have however many quest points and however many skill total and however many hours played.
Well, I think you can use the GE. It's just like certain items you can't buy or sell.
I don't think you use it all.
No, I think you can.
I believe it's a complete restriction unless they've changed it.
GE restriction, OSRS. So, free-to-play accounts have trade restrictions in place until you surpass 20 hours, 10 or more quest points, and reach 100 total level. So that's if you're free-to-play. And it's just for logs, like
I can
low-level
see the list right
foods,
now.
ores, low-level runes, but you can buy...
Okay.
You can buy staminas or energy potions.
But a new player doesn't know how to do that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
A lot of time, new players just don't know that the GE exists. They don't know where Varroque, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's not a single time in my entire RuneScape career where I've gone, man, managing my run energy was an interesting part of this activity I just did.
Yeah, because it's not.
Because it never is. It just isn't.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, whenever I run out of run energy and I start walking, I'm like, wow, this sucks.
Yeah, even in like things where like run energy really matters, like solo chambers, you just bring a stack of purple sweets and you click on the stack. That's not... I don't think that adds anything to solo chambers, right?
No, it just makes it more expensive.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Maybe someone really enjoys clicking, the stack and losing 10k each time they click on the stack.
Is it 10k?
It's. I think it's more than that. Purple sweet.
Oh my
12K.
God, it's 12k. Jesus.
Yeah, like, I don't think that is an interesting mechanic. I'm just gonna say it. Don't think it's an interesting mechanic.
Yeah, but I'm sure there will be plenty of gatekeepers that will not admit that this is the reason that they want run energy to keep existing, but basically they just want things to be expensive so that only they can do it. And making it so that purple sweets are expensive and them having like, however many hundreds of thousands that they have, they think that it's cool that allows them and only them to be the best in this particular thing that they're doing. Yeah, that's about all. I think all that needs to be said about run energy. I just kind of wanted to talk about that because I want to plant us firmly in the camp of run energy's cringe, and I wouldn't mind if it went away. Feel free to call us cringe.
Yeah.
What's next? What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about Dead Man Armageddon a little bit because I know you did like a little bit of it.
I played the first 2 combat brackets and then decided I didn't want to play it anymore.
And I kind of want to talk about like why you stopped, because like they've advertised Dead Man. It's a PvP thing, but they've been really trying to get non-PvP people into it.
Yeah, which I think is dumb.
Yeah.
After my experience, it's just dumb. It is not enjoyable for somebody that knows nothing about PvP. Attempting to learn things about PvP is not particularly enjoyable in that environment because you will die instantly. Somebody is going to have, whatever the fuck insane. If you don't play on fucking day 1, somebody's going to have whatever the fuck crazy sigils they have. They're going to camp all the places that new players go, and they're just going to fucking annihilate you within like 2 game ticks if you're in the first bracket, because you have probably like 30 fucking hit points, and they built their account to fucking destroy you instantaneously. So I'm sure playing day 1 is probably an interesting experience. Playing any day afterwards, as soon as my hour was up, it was miserable.
That's what it seems like from everything I've seen. It's just like, if you're not like min-maxing to like be the most optimal possible in your bracket, if you leave a safe zone, you just get annihilated.
That is the worst part. You're on a fucking timer as soon as you fucking join a new bracket to like do all the most optimal stuff you can in an hour, which just doesn't feel great. I'm gonna be honest. Like, the next combat bracket I logged into, which I think actually might have been the second one. I think I may have only gone through the fucking first one, actually, now that I think about it. The next combat bracket I went into, I could log in, and then I have an hour to do Monkey Madness, and then if I do Monkey Madness and complete the quest and claim all the XP, I can go to the next one and get another hour, and then do something else optimal in that hour. I'm going to be honest, I don't want to do that. I just don't. Like, I like quests. I've done every quest quite a few times now. I don't really want, like, there's nothing else interesting occurring during the quest. I'm just doing the quest again. My XP rates are higher, and maybe one of my relics will proc every once in a while.
Yeah, I was watching Planker do Monkey Madness 1. He was fighting the boss at the end, the demon.
Yeah.
He was just sitting there for so long. And it was just like, he can't be attacked because he has protection. And it's just like, is this fun? Just like splashing against the demon for like 15 minutes?
Yeah, and it's like, sure, you could probably be more optimal in order to not splash against the demon. But then you have to be more optimal, which, for me, just not particularly fun. And realistically, if you're playing optimally, just swap a bunch of gold onto Deadman and buy the best shit.
Yeah, well, there's some drama right now because, like, if you go to the subreddit, it's basically just full of posts of people, like, talking about how Rot is a terrible clan.
Oh, man.
Because
that's the first time anybody's ever said that.
Yeah, Jagex put out a statement that they banned, like, 140 accounts or something. And basically, like, a bunch of accounts got banned because of, cheating during Deadman. And most people think that it's mostly Rot. I've seen some posts with like evidence. I don't know how valid the evidence is or not, but yeah, it just seems like I don't really want to play a game mode where like everyone's cheating and it's just not fun.
Yeah, and like it's not even just like everyone's cheating, right? A lot of clans will like lock down certain areas. It's like if you want to do any kind of PVM, like Planker and I originally wanted to do like Chambers of Xeric and see if we could get anything and then like swap over to main game if we got anything cool and sold it. But then we thought about it and we were like, dang, you have to get an account to the point where you can do Chambers of Xeric. You have to get decent-ish stats, right? Mm-hmm. Then you have to get gear, which isn't the hardest thing in the world. You can do it in kind of poverty gear as long as you have decent relics. But then you also have to get those relics, which the good ones cost a lot, or you just have to get lucky. Then you have to deal with the fact that every time you finish your Chambers of Xeric, when you go outside, you might just get murked. In fact, you'll probably get murked.
Yeah, I was watching the Deadman like content creator thing that they were doing right before Armageddon. And a lot of the clips that they were showing was like, hey, we just finished the Chambers, now we gotta like scout outside of Chambers to make sure there's no PKer there. There probably is. And we have to go send another one of our players there to like protect us while we leave Chambers. It's like,
yeah, it's everything I hate about the wilderness everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I just want to play the fucking game. I don't really want to interact with PKers. And when I do have to interact with PKers, usually I'm not risking anything. So getting killed is just annoying.
Mm-hmm. But you're risking...
And in that, I wouldn't be an Iron Man, right?
Yeah.
So I guess I could fight back. I could bring anti-gear. But in this game,
But in Deadman, you are risking at all times.
But in Deadman, you kind of have the same situation as being an Iron Man, because you're risking everything always.
Yeah,
which just doesn't not feel great. But hey, it's like I said, it's like I was joking when we were playing, right? You lose 80% of whatever most valuable shit you have, right? So if you have 10 T-bows, you're only going to lose 8 of them.
True.
It's not even that bad if you think about it. Yeah, it wasn't fun. It was not fun. Even in my hour of protection, the relics did not make it fun enough to continue existing. I probably will not play Deadman ever again. It wasn't good. I heard the breaches were worse this time. I went to one breach and got murked instantly. So I don't know. Probably, maybe they were worse. It was a shit experience all around. So it's just not for me. It's just absolutely not for me.
Yeah, I thought about playing, and then I thought about it for more than 2 seconds. Like, I don't really want to.
I gave it a fair shot, and I didn't like it. I tried fighting some people. I tried doing, skilling shit. I tried questing and like moving up brackets, and I just didn't find any of it fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm good. I'll pass.
I will say though, the rewards that you get from it, I think, are pretty nice in terms of how they look. There's the corrupted weaponry. I think it's kind of mediocre, but I really like the cape.
Yeah, I was about to say the corrupted weaponry is really mediocre. I think the cape is mid as hell. I don't know why people like that cape. I do think it's cool that they made it so you could use the cape kit on any of the capes, and it's like that color, the Major Arena 2 capes.
Yeah.
I do really like that. I thought that was a neat touch. I thought they were going to only make it red. But then they did all 3 colors, which I think is cool. I don't like it, but I think it's cool that they did that. And then the housing stuff, I don't want my house to look edgy. So overall, don't care about any of the rewards either. Like, maybe someday.
The home teleport is sick as fuck. I'm just going to say that now.
I still like the speedrun animation more. I'm an enjoyer of the speedrun animation, but that one is pretty good.
It's so good. I saw like a clip from one of the J mods wearing like full Justy, I think, or something, doing the animation, and it was just like, oh, it's so good. I love it.
Yeah, I think the only thing I would ever want from the Deadman rewards is if I ever someday have fucking like Blood Torva and it still is Biss by then, and Void Waker is still good. Red Void Waker with Blorva looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's the best I got, though. And also, Red Void Waker does not have Red Lightning effect, which is cringe.
That is a little cringe. They should give it Red Lightning.
Also, I've heard a lot of people, speaking of the Void Waker spec, don't like the new animation.
I think they could like speed it up maybe a little bit. The new Fang animation looks very good. I will say that.
I like the idea of the new Fang animation. There is like no leg movement, so it looks weak as hell. I'm going to keep it real. I feel like there should be a lot more leg movement in that lunge to make it feel as powerful, because I really like the way your character fucking like stances the fuck up when you do the regular stab animation with the Fang.
Your character like lunges forward.
Enough. He lunges forward like so little. I don't know.
Here, I'm going to put this in
broadcasting
chat.
Yeah, I don't know. It a little bit, but I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't think it's bad. I think it's an improvement, but it doesn't fully do it for me personally. And then the Void Waker one, yeah, I agree. I think if they sped it up just a little bit, removed maybe a couple keyframes out of there, maybe on the wind up.
Yeah, because it kind of looks like you're swinging like a big hammer rather than a sword.
Yeah, because the thing that made it so satisfying before was it was just like it was a quick swing and that fucking lightning sound that it makes.
Oh god, it's so good.
Very crunchy sound. Very enjoyable sound. So yeah, I think if they removed a couple keyframes from the wind up, and then maybe like a couple off the end as well, it'd probably look pretty good.
Okay, apparently it's using a modified Vigorous chain mace animation. That explains why it looks like a hammer. Oh, it is the chain mace.
Yeah, that makes sense actually.
Oh. Okay.
That makes it Definitely not as cool. I was under the impression that this was a completely unique animation. That kind of stales it.
I mean, I'm fine with them reusing animations a bit. Like, it is unique in that, like, it's not exactly a one-to-one chain mace. It has, like, the lightning stuff, too. But I would like if they used not a crush-based animation.
Yeah, definitely a little odd.
In other news, we got Slayer partners reintroduced. And
that was today.
Yeah, that was today. And I haven't tried it.
They announced that like a couple weeks ago that they were going to maybe do it.
Yeah.
And then they just did it. I was a little surprised to see that just literally happen today. I thought that was like we might do this later. No, it was we're doing this now.
Yeah, it's nice that it exists now, but if you're an Iron Man, you just can't participate.
Yeah.
Which is kind of stinky.
Which is a little odd. Because I don't really understand, especially with the way they've reworked the system, I don't really understand what benefit you'd be able to gain, like unfair advantage of any kind.
Yeah, because you get XP based on your contribution, and you get points based on your contribution. So
so it very much is in line with the way Iron Men function in group activities right now.
Yeah, so why can't Iron Men do this?
It's okay though. Group Iron Men can do Partner Slayer with each other.
Wow.
I know. So hey, if you want to do Partner Slayer with me, you just hop back on the group Iron.
No, I want to
easy.
I want to be able to do Partner Slayer with you on my main.
I want to get actually good tasks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little cringe. I think the rework to the system is very good.
Yeah.
As far as I can tell. I'm sure there'll probably be some weird shenanigans you can do, because basically every time an update is added to this game, there's something weird that somebody figures out.
Mm-hmm.
But I think overall they have done a good job of reworking the system to make it, at least at surface level, having not thought about it a ton, it doesn't seem like you'd be able to super abuse it like you could before. So, yeah. Cool. It's in the game.
Neat. I just, like I said, I wish I could do it with my Iron friends. Like, if I could do Partner Slayer with Malachi on his, regular Iron Man, or you on your Gim, like, I think it should be fine,
Yeah, I don't really see an issue with it, personally, but I'm sure there's plenty of Iron Men out there that would fucking make a stink of it if you could do it with people that aren't Irons.
Yeah.
And they're the same people that probably get carried by, like, 3 mains and a top. I don't know.
Other changes today, though.
There's some cool other changes.
Yeah. Right click to swap Bruma Torch and the Incando Hammer to be offhand or main hand. That's pretty cool.
Huge.
And then you can now
also the Amy's Saw.
Yeah, and Amy's Saw, you're right. And then you can now change your character's pronouns or change your body type from like the old male or female body type.
Oh, I didn't know about the pronouns thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's people complaining about that, huh?
Oh, yeah, I was going to bring that up. People are bitching for some reason.
Average. Yeah, I don't give a shit, personally. Who cares?
It's fine.
I wonder if that was... No, probably not. I was about to say, I wonder if that was any dev time to have to add they, them. But probably not, since the work's already there for replacing your dialogue for male and female. They probably were just able to use that system and just made like a third option.
Yeah, that's what I imagine.
Slots in there.
Yeah, no, I saw people complaining. I don't know if they were just engagement baiting or if they actually are just... Yeah. It's like, it doesn't affect you. You can't see other players' pronouns anyways.
Don't give a shit.
Like, who cares? It gives you more customization. That's cool. You can now put, like, any... You can mix and match facial hair and pronouns and all that. Like, it's cool.
I like being able to mix and match all of the facial hairs and all of the hairstyles. That's goated.
Yeah, that's a great change. I love it. And then everything else, Nothing too crazy. You can make Guthix rest teas a bit easier with humidify. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, you can fucking humidify the fucking cups or whatever now. So
yeah, and there was talks of like in an earlier update, or not talks, but they've done it, being able to like heat up water and stuff easier. So like you can make Guthix rest a lot easier. You know, I'm a big fan of being able to make our namesake easier.
They also made it so you can fill sacks with straw from hay bales.
Wow.
In Varlamore.
In Varlamore.
Which apparently wasn't possible before, which I think is funny.
I'm assuming it was a new model of hay bales,
yeah,
and so it just didn't have the
It
property.
didn't have the,
Yeah.
Which is, it's just funny.
It's funny whenever they reuse an item somewhere, and like it has an unintended consequence. I remember in Varlamore.
Yeah, like the drawers that you can search.
Yeah, for like the super rare item, the like topaz or whatever.
Yeah.
No,
the red topaz.
What I was thinking of though was the there's a skeleton in Varlamore you can search that has like a note on it from Mortania.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it kind of funny. I think that got fixed pretty quickly. But
no, it's part of the lore. It's part of the lore.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to talk about this week. Kind of a shorter return. Next time we do an episode, we're going to be talking about Araxor though. Which is going to be a new Slayer boss coming out on the 28th.
Alongside, I guess we can. They made some other changes to minigames, didn't they? Was it anything?
Oh yeah, are those
exciting?
out now? I haven't.
There were some. I don't remember. Yeah. It's nothing huge. Nail beasts drop more nails. Wow, crazy! Can't wait for bots to get more nails. Sick. They made the fog and LMS more dangerous or whatever. I don't care.
That's a good change.
Quick start feature for Tempros if you're soloing, kind of nice.
And it prevents people from joining you.
Yes, also very nice if you want to specifically solo. Mahogany Homes, you don't get the furniture creation menu because you literally only ever build one type of furniture, and it is the exact type of furniture you are required to build for the particular contract type you're doing.
Yeah, so the reason it was like that before is Jagex was like, it needs to feel like construction. That was like their official statement on the reason why back when people were saying
it was stupid.
Yeah. So I'm glad that's changed. Like Mahogany Homes is going to be a lot faster now.
Yes.
It's going to feel a lot better. And also you like auto drink tea. That should be a thing that's already in.
Yeah. The delay when drinking tea after completing construction contracts has been removed.
Yeah. So that's nice. There's also the Winter Todd changes.
Have they? I don't think those are in yet.
Are they not?
No. Okay. Those ones aren't out yet. They're slowly rolling out these Pole 82 changes. Those are the only ones that are on this list. There were animation changes and then like a bunch of other changes from this list, and then there were the ones that happened today. They did say in this one that there's going to be more changes to Mahogany Homes, such as not being prompted to accept the tea to drink it.
Okay, so that's not out. I thought that was.
Yeah, that's not out. But the delay when you choose to drink the tea, where you just like can't move for a little bit, that's gone.
That's nice.
Not being prompted, contractors having a right-click option to be given the same tier of contract are not in yet, but will be added later.
That'll be nice. Although people that are trying to efficiently do Mahogany Homes just use NPC contacts, so I kind of hope you can somehow auto get the same.
Yeah, maybe there's another dialogue option that's like, hey, can I get another contract that's the same as the last one?
Yeah, that way it's, I mean, I guess it would be the same button press either way every time, but I don't know, maybe a right click on the NPC contact to get the same. Nah.
I guess, yeah, once you get to the NPC contact menu, yeah, I don't know.
Well, you can right click the spell itself to talk to the last person you talk to. So maybe right click receive last task. I don't know.
Feels a bit odd to add that particular caveat to the cast of the spell.
I don't know. Maybe they could do it for Slayer Masters too, so it's not just exclusive to.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against that.
So like
if they made that more of a broad change, but I don't see that happening.
I don't know, just trying to think of ways to make it feel a little bit better. Because going through all the menus is kind of clunky, honestly.
It is. But yeah, I don't really see that happening, unfortunately. It'd be cool if it did, but...
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's all in terms of minigames for now. They will be continuing to do minigame changes.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of minigame changes, actually, I wanted to mention this while we were talking about Soul Wars. Soul Wars is over. It's ruined.
What do you mean? Explain.
Because of the...
Expound.
Because these motherfuckers that voted on this poll, for some reason, decided that bounty hunter gear can now be used in all PvP minigames.
Yeah, that's kind of cringe.
Which I think is dumb. I don't know why people voted yes on
out.
that.
I don't think that's out yet.
It's not out yet.
People were saying that,
but
like,
I'm still
they calced
gonna
it
mauled about
and
it.
Like it's worse than just wearing BIS. But it's like, okay, yeah, but like BIS is like extremely expensive, and I'm sure it's if you're trying to get gear for PvP minigames, it's probably a lot easier to get the bounty hunter stuff than it is to like get full Torva or full, whatever. So I don't know. And the set effects are like pretty good, like increasing your accuracy with specs. Like that's just a way to like delete people.
Yeah, I just think it's annoying. It's frustrating to me personally. Like, I don't really play the PvP minigames, so realistically, I ain't got shit to talk. I don't really plan to play on them. But it just seems a little odd to me. It doesn't really frustrate me. It seems odd to me that they added the bounty hunter crater thing. They were like, okay, bounty hunter's like this whole separate thing. All this bounty hunter gear can only be in bounty hunter. And then a while later, they're like, okay, but what if you can use it in more places? Because this is the same fucking thing that happened with the VLS.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Where they were constantly like, what if you could use it in more places, though? Guys?
Yeah.
What if you could use it in more places?
I don't want to use it in more places. I want it to stay where it's supposed to stay,
Yeah, it just seems a little odd to me.
Like I don't want to get
maybe it's not
attacked by a VLS.
Yeah, maybe it's not actually that bad of a change. Maybe I just don't know because I don't play PvP, but it just seems odd.
Yeah, I agree. I voted no to that. There was a couple things on that poll I voted no to.
Yeah, I think I voted no to actually a fair number of things.
Do you have
But the only thing that didn't pass was the nail beast noise is the same and will still be ear rape volume.
Yeah, it's not great.
Why?
Why?
Why was that the only thing that didn't pass? I don't understand.
Yeah, I voted no to that, or sorry, yes to that, and then I voted no to removing the bog encounter. I don't really see.
Oh, I voted yes to removing that shit. Fucking get that shit out the game. Jesus fucking Christ.
Bog seemed fine when I did it. I mean, I would prefer if they...
How many times did you have to do it?
Okay, not that many times, but like...
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would prefer that they kept the bog, but like changed it rather than just outright
I would also
remove
prefer that, but I'm also okay with it just being gone. It's dog shit.
Fair.
And the other problem with the bog is just having a cheat client makes it easier.
Yeah, well, I think they've patched all those methods. I don't think any of that works anymore. Where you like get the ID of the bog, because I remember Mori had like that kind of stuff. Not a cheat client, but like RuneLight, marking
you
it.
could highlight.
Yeah.
You could see which ones were which ID, and then you could like color them based on which ID they were.
Yeah, I think that's all fixed now.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Regardless, I think
the bog was
Swampletics even used that, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no, he showed it off, and he was like, "Dang, this is goated, but it feels wrong." And then he allegedly didn't use it. Who knows if he actually did or not? Honestly,
I don't believe for a moment he didn't actually use it.
I mean, listen, if it were me, I'd be using that shit. I fucking hate the bog.
Absolutely.
It was the whole reason I stopped getting bowstrings in the early game, because I was just like, this is awful. Every once in a while I get the bog, and it just makes me want to kill myself.
Yeah.
Sure, I can just teleport out, but then I just wasted all that time. And the mini game itself already like takes so much time, where it's like, okay, you just finished that area. Now it's going to take like 10 fucking minutes for the game to do this little animation to show that you're going to the next area.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just awful. And it doesn't make the minigame that much better by removing the bog. Honestly, I still probably won't go back and do it for bowstrings. because I don't really care anymore. I'm 98 fletching with enough maple logs in my bank to get 99. Thank you, Kingdom of Miscellanea.
God bless.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of whatever. What was on that poll? Was there anything else weird that I would have voted no on because it was cringe?
Oh, what was interesting is that there was a poll question to remove the safe spot for the blue team avatar in Soul Wars.
Oh yeah, I was curious. I was curious about this as well.
But now they've made it so that both teams just have a safe spot.
Yeah, instead of removing the safe spot, they just added one to the other avatar.
Which, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even know there was a safe spot, and I've done a decent amount of Soul Wars. I got spooned on the pet, so I didn't do like an insane amount, but like I've done some Soul Wars, and I've never seen anyone use a safe spot before. I didn't know it existed. I still don't know how to do it, so yeah, kind of interesting. Nothing else too crazy on this poll.
I think there were some things I voted no on in the Guardians of the Rift changes. They wanted to make the variance of Abyssal Pearls 14 to 16 instead of 10 to 20. I voted no on that because I think it's funny to have a larger variance.
I think I voted yes to that. I don't really care either way.
The Colossal Pouch changes just seem
I voted no to that.
Weird to me. I voted no, but I don't really care that it's getting added. And it wasn't like something I was really adamant against. I was just like, that just seems somewhat unintuitive.
Yeah, I thought it was weird.
I think the rest of the changes are fine. I don't think I voted no on anything else from Guardians of the Rift.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of changing the repair cost of a broken barrier from 10 essence to 12 fragments.
That's a very good change.
That's an extremely good change.
Because now you don't have to give up your rune crafting XP in order to, not fail the minigame. And also the change so that you can put a, where was it?
Allow players to gain XP from putting energy into a barrier regardless of its HP.
Yeah, that's a great change. Because you get
Of course, they have to cap that to prevent people from just grabbing white cells the whole game and just putting them in barriers.
Yeah, but now, like, I'm actually incentivized to put things in barriers and not just, like...
Instead of just fucking dropping them or just not having cells at all because somebody else will do it.
In Mass Worlds, I was just like, this is someone else's problem. The game, I'm incentivized not to do it.
Yeah.
Which sucks. And that's why you failed games. Don't blame the Iron Men. It's not the Iron Men. It's the shitty design. It's the mains like me that didn't bring cells because it's inefficient to do so.
I also voted no on Nail Beasts dropping more nails.
I don't understand why you'd vote no to that.
Because nobody fucking fights Nail Beasts.
I mean,
not a single fucking human being on this planet's like, yeah, I'm gonna go farm for nails so that I can go farm for fucking snake grass or whatever, so I can make sand fuse.
I mean, maybe
nobody's fucking doing that.
Maybe you will now.
No, I won't, because that stupid grass shit is that shit on fucking Taiba One Eye.
Yeah,
right next to the Taiba One Eye village. You have to sit there and just like slowly gather it. I'm not fucking doing that. You know who is doing that?
Weed.
Bots. This is a bot change. That's why I voted no.
Maybe.
It just seems pointless. If they wanted to address Sandfuse being ridiculous to make, they should have also addressed snakeweed.
Yeah, but how do you address...
Nothing drops snakeweed, and getting it is stupid and boring.
Yeah, you gotta pick it up. But, I mean, it's kind of, like, importantly tied to, like, jungle potion and stuff, it being only in that cave, right?
I guess. I don't know.
Maybe you can unlock an area post jungle potion. Like the dudes in the cave maybe should drop snakeweed or something.
I don't know. It seems weird.
Yeah.
And then I think like everything else I voted yes on beyond the using blighted stuff in PvP minigame. Blighted supplies, I don't care that much. I might have voted no just because, but mostly the gear, I thought it was dumb.
Or maybe they can make it so like the guy in Taibawana village that buys like snakeweed and stuff, maybe he could sell it to you. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It just feels odd to me to address nails and nothing else.
Yeah, I mean,
because that doesn't fix people not wanting to make sand views, right? Like, what's the point?
Collected snakeweed. It's kind of annoying, but it's not that bad because you can just pick up a bunch of them. Although your success rate apparently scales with your herblore level, so
yes,
maybe it is annoying at lower herblore.
Yeah, I wouldn't know, but
either
way, it just seems dumb.
You need 65 to make a snakeweed potion, so you're gonna have a 50-60% chance to succeed. Yeah. Anyways, I think that's all I want to talk about, really.
Yeah, I don't have anything else. Those were changes that happened. Yeah, we can talk about Araxor later. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, once we experience it, it'll be out in 2 weeks.
Oh, is it coming out soon?
Yeah, on the 28th.
Oh, cool.
So
yeah, that one.
Next
that one
recording
was a weird
date.
One.
We'll have the boss, and we'll be able to talk about it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Araxor in general is just like a jump scare update.
Yeah, just like here's the boss.
Wasn't on the timeline, the whatever you want to call it. What do they call that?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a word for that. I should know. Every goddamn game ever has it nowadays. Roadmap.
That's what they call it. Yeah.
It wasn't on the roadmap at the summit. So it was just like a jump scare update. Now it's coming out pretty soon after it was announced. So
I'm fine.
Cool.
Yeah.
I guess I'm fine with that.
It's been a while since we've had a Slayer boss, so I'm kind of excited. I'm currently Aya boosting. It feels weird.
I just hope that I can get another Zenite before the boss releases.
Yeah. We'll talk about all that next episode. So make sure you guys...
We'll see if I do.
Make sure you guys stick around and...
Find out next time.
On the Guthix Rest podcast. And thank you all for listening.
No shilling?
Follow us on Twitter. Join the Discord. That's all I got.
Are you reactivating the Patreon? Not yet?
Not yet. I want to get some episodes out first.
Hey, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm still... When I remember going to the Patreon page and hitting do not renew for the people that are paying so they don't have to pay for no content.
And then to keep people in the loop, Sparry and myself, mostly me, was talking about Ko-fi also has a subscription ability that we're going to look into. I'm probably going to do that now because I was actually curious.
Mm-hmm.
I know Ko-fi does I think a flat fee off of not each transaction, but just the entire amount that you receive. Whereas Patreon takes percentage, and Patreon's been making some weird decisions lately. So it's something to look into. Obviously, if you want to keep doing Patreon, we'll probably leave that open. I think is probably going to be our decision.
Yeah.
Unless you have any input.
No, I like I was saying, it's a service people already use, right?
Yeah.
So adoption of Ko-fi, I think, is going to be maybe a bit of a harder sell to some people. So I I use Patreon myself. I subscribe to several creators on Patreon. I think it's convenient to be able to do so. So I'm going to keep it as an option for people that want it.
But I am fairly certain that supporting on Ko-fi does actually support the creator more, because I think overall they will receive more of your money that you're trying to give them. So
yeah,
I don't know if it's 100% true.
If that's true, that's good.
But anyways, yeah. And then here you already said Twitter.
Join the Discord.
We're so back. Probably.
Hopefully. I mean, I'm paying for us to be back, so I hope we're back.
I goddamn hope we are. That's it. I don't have anything else. I just wanted to make sure you weren't forgetting to do those things that we should do in air quotes.
Yeah. Thank you for everyone for being patient with us.
Yeah, if you're still listening somehow all the way to the end of this episode, always appreciate that. We just sit here and fucking ramble for a bajillion years. So
yeah, and also just thank you to the people that have reached out since we've been on hiatus, asking where the show is. We're here. We exist again. Hopefully. I enjoy doing the show. It's just the editing really was
very cringe.
getting me down. And so, like, I'd been itching to do the show again, but every time I would sit down and like, I'm gonna edit today, I was just like,
What if I didn't instead?
yeah, I would sit down.
What if I did literally anything
Open the
else?
software, maybe edit for like a minute or two, and then I was like, I hate this. It's just not something I enjoy doing. So I think this is the right decision to make.
I think personally, if I was a person editing, I would be more interested to edit something that I did not participate in, because then I'm also getting to listen to it.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, if I was editing something
true,
I didn't participate in, presumably I'm making money off of doing editing,
as well, yeah.
Right? So
and also just
that changes the incentive.
It changes the incentive, and I feel like the act of doing it is probably more interesting as well. So, whereas when one of us edits, it's like, oh boy, I get to listen to a conversation I already had, and I have to listen to my own voice. Yay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
thank you all for listening, and bye-bye.
Bye.